What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and we are back today with a pocket dimension preparation video. Unfortunately not a lot of time, guys, but as you guys can see from the inbox mail here, it is opening up soon in less than 12 hours. And as you can see, just keep in mind you have to be level 65 and above to actually participate, as well only utilizing the limited time heavy metal trait for a series of 10 missions. And why a lot of folks in the community and myself really like this game mode is because of the fact that it has time run rewards, very similar to kind of Dark Dimension, where they give you rewards for the first run as well as the second run. In this case now they do have Ghost Spider shards, but more importantly they have the fully crafted teal gear that a lot of folks are likely utilizing to build up to gear tier level 16, gear tier level 17, gold, and more. And with this game mode, it's basically a ramped up version of the Dark Dimension 1, and then as well again utilizing only the heavy metal trait characters. You can access this area in the same area that you would typically find the Dark Dimension modes, by clicking the epic campaigns, going through Dark Dimension, and you can see at the very end here it has been added now, and at time recording 11 hours remaining, so you can actually run this twice. If you want to see the additional details for the rewards, you can hit the eye here. It does actually show you, but it's pretty astounding, guys, and what you can potentially get because of the fully crafted gear. It can save you a lot of time if you're able to go through this now. Now keep in mind, guys, with Pocket Dimension, this is generally intended to be last minute, and it's intended not to give a lot of folks heads up, but I really was not expecting a less than 24 hours turnaround in terms of preparation. And as well, I had a chance to even look into the heavy metal character traits, right? And it's just not looking friendly at all for especially us in the end game. I feel like even if you're in the end game or you've been transitioning from mid game to end game, some of these character selections, based on what we've seen so far, a lot of them aren't even farmable in the game. So let me show you guys, and let's strategize who the best 5-6 characters would be. But if you go to the roster here and you filter out for heavy metal, it's going to pretty much give you all the eligible characters that you can utilize for this time and first time run. So first and foremost, I mean, Vision and Hulkbuster, they just came into the game. A lot of people will likely be trying to unlock them right now. Vision, obviously, very free to play friendly event. If you're able to just core, you can likely get a pretty decent maybe 4 or 5 yellow, as you can see that I got on her, but you still need to build them up, right? And Hulkbuster, the monster versus machine milestone is happening right now. And so you have to build him up as you're also trying to unlock shards of him and blitzing. So I feel like that was kind of lost in translation a bit. I understand that they want us to have this opportunity to utilize 2 brand new characters in a fresh game mode that they dropped on us last minute, but a lot of people likely won't have them built up unless they're whales or krakens, and you're just trying to really funnel your resources for this specific event. But ideally, at the end of the day, if you can utilize both Vision and Hulkbuster, it makes the most sense because of that synergy being the Bionic Avengers, them complementing each other, giving energy. I don't know if it would make a lot of sense to utilize one of them. They rarely work in tandem with each other, especially when they have that opportunity to grant energy. Now, next up, let's talk about the other characters that are of value in your roster if you don't have Vision and Hulkbuster. But I'm not even sure, to be honest, if I'm going to use them. I'm trying to bring them up, but it's a pretty short turnaround time here in regards to the Pocket Dimension. So it goes without saying, I think Scarlet Spider and Spider-Punk, 2 characters being part of that Web Warriors meta, they're already needed for the first Scourge event to unlock Morgan Le Fay. They're needed in Doom 2, Doom 3 raids. So it makes sense that Scarlet Spider and Spider-Punk, if you have them built up, I highly recommend to bring them. Obviously, Scarlet Spider is not in the game yet in terms of like the farmability. For recently, they just added him to the War Store, but I mean, that doesn't give a lot of time for people to actually unlock them, right? So it's a little bit harder because of the War Store, and it's a more RNG based to see him actually populating. I don't see him too often, but whenever I do, I try to buy him there. But he was just a recent addition, right? Spider-Punk, again, another addition into the game, and you can find him actually in the arena store. But you can see here, it's not exactly a great store as well. So those 2 likely you'll have lower stars on, but highly recommended because they're already part of the meta, so it makes sense. Echo was just recently added in terms of the upcoming patch, so she's going to be also part of the War Store, so you'll likely have lower stars on her. But Echo with the synergy of Kate Bishop, these 2 part of the Young Avengers squad and being needed for the second Scourge event, I think that makes a lot of sense. These 2 can work in tandem with each other. They're really built up already because they're going to be needed for those Apocalypse events. So I think those 4 make honestly the most sense if you have them built up. But what about the other characters in your roster if you don't have them, right? I think Ultron, like, I don't have it built up personally, but I know, a lot of players that needed tech options previously, or maybe they built him up in the OG days when he was actually relevant. He would be a good choice for this, because right now, we're not exactly in a great variety of characters here, right? Bringing in Misty Knight and Colleen Wing, part of that Heroes for Hire team, I don't know how much value those two add, just because personally I don't use them too much outside of, as you can see, like, even for my Gamma raids right now, Shang-Chi is really carrying everything, right? But I guess we do see remnants of the A-Force here. So we got Captain Marvel, we have Nico Minoru. Those two potentially could add value if you already have them built up as a good team. They were also part of the second Scourge event, but Young Avengers was pretty much the only team that you could utilize. So I don't know how many players will have that built up. And then otherwise, I just wouldn't recommend Juggernaut, Strife. Dr. Voodoo's a decent healer, but you have them built up. Dr. Voodoo, Ghost Rider synergy, if you have those two built up, they would make sense. But everybody else, it's just hard to. It's really difficult to say, guys. My 5-character team, it's probably looking like the 2 Web Warriors, the 2 Young Avengers, and then potentially Hulkbuster or Viv Vision. Maybe I swap in and out depending on how I build them up, but I mean, this is not a great selection of heavy metal. Maybe they'll add more characters last minute, but I doubt it, guys. It's pretty startling just to see like the lack of selection and the lack of variety in terms of, I guess, if you have the meta characters built up, but you can see a lot of them just aren't available, or they were just recently added, which makes it difficult for timing. And the turnaround time for Pocket Dimension is usually a week, right? So keep that in mind, guys. But those are the recommendations, high level, if you have them available, guys. Otherwise, just keep in mind, I think what we've seen historically with these Pocket Dimension events is that if you have your characters around that 100k mark, they can probably get you through it. So, I mean, if you have a really big, Captain Marvel, all the Heroes for Hire, other characters that are really up there, they can likely get the job done. I just wouldn't recommend it because they're not really used in other aspects of the game. But obviously, use your highest powered characters, because really the hardest node is going to be the last node, Ultron, and he's about that 100k TCP mark. So there you guys have it. You want to get a sneak peek of the map as well. MSF.GG always has it as a preview. So thank you as always, you guys. Do appreciate checking my videos. Good luck in your guys' event. I'll definitely try to make some videos if I can this weekend in regards to Pocket Dimension. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.